Hi there, my name is Henri Saha and I am a mental health and wellbeing specialist. I've worked in the field of psychology in various forms for about 14 years now. I've lectured at universities, I've helped elite athletes and sports people to perform at their very best when it really matters. And I was also the head of mental health and wellbeing at Vitality Health Insurance, where I helped thousands of businesses look after their people. I'm also joined here by Dr. Suhail Hussain. Over to you.
Hi, thank you, Henry. It's a pleasure to be here. So my name's Dr. Suhail Hussain. I'm a GP. I've been a GP for 20 years. Most of that time, I've been in the NHS. And 4 years ago, I transitioned slowly to start working privately. I provide home visits to people in the Hertfordshire and Greater London area, helping people optimize their health and well-being, really maximize how they are in themselves. And that's, I think, how we connected a little while ago with our shared passion and shared desire to help people live their best lives.
There seems to be this lack of availability, a lack of time within the NHS to really give people the support that they really needed. And Suhail, could you tell us a little bit about what that was like when you were working in the NHS?
Yeah, so, I mean, as I said, I was in the NHS from 2000. I graduated from university, and up until 2020, really, I was solidly in the NHS, working as initially a junior doctor, then as a GP for 15, 16 years. And what I found, especially during COVID, during that period, we were really restricted in how we could easily see patients, and patients' access to us was really minimized. And that to me was not the way it should be. I'm not going to get into that side of things, but people were unable to see the doctor, and that continued forward. And I found I wasn't able to give people the time, the attention, and really listen to them. And medicine is about a relationship. It really requires the doctor to listen to the patient to understand what's going on, and that unfortunately wasn't possible in the NHS. It's not a criticism of the NHS, it's just the way the system is. So I left the NHS and now work privately with business owners and successful families and individuals, helping them with their health and well-being. And in that relationship, I've really been able to develop that over these last 4 years.
A lot of the challenges that people are having can be supported by lifestyle change. And there's so much that people can be doing within their own lives, but they just don't have the information. They don't have the advice. They don't have the right guidance in order to do that. And that's why we've pulled our expertise together, and we're bringing you this 2-hour workshop. You can come and join us. Fundamentally, we want people to live longer and healthier and happier lives. Of course, there's going to be times where expert advice and support is going to be needed and consultants are going to be needed, but there's so much that you can do as an individual just to help guard yourself against dependence on medicines as we get older, and reducing that need for pharmacological intervention. And for me, from the mental health side of it, and I think this is where we really connected, was talking about how quickly people are getting on antidepressants and how quickly people are just being prescribed medicines to deal with the challenges that they're having. And really what we're talking about is just kind of almost biomarkers that they're changing without actually looking at the root causes and without actually looking at the person in a holistic way. Would you agree?
Absolutely. And this is, I have this triad or unholy trinity, if you call it. So the system as it is based on 3 tenets which are entirely wrong. So number 1 is bad food, what we eat, what we put into our bodies. Number 2 is big pharma. So these two are linked. They're intricately linked. Big pharma and bad food are linked. So it's profitable for pharma to keep you ill so that they can continue to make profits from their medications. So bad food, big pharma, and upside down healthcare. Now what I mean by that is, as you said, we are medicating people for problems that they can themselves deal with, identify and resolve before they become chronic disease. So essentially I'm talking myself out of a job here. So people don't need to come and see me, prescribe statins and blood pressure medications. There are things that they can do absolutely by themselves with the right guidance to try and optimize their health and well-being.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I say exactly the same thing when I'm coaching people for well-being, or where I'm helping people to achieve goals. The purpose of my job is to make myself redundant. If I can make myself redundant, then we've actually empowered somebody to take control over their life, and have the information that they can make those decisions for themselves. So
Yeah.
please do join us. We're going to be doing a 2-hour workshop where we're going to be diving a little bit into what are the things that you can control in your life. Now, I don't want you to think, oh my gosh, there's so many changes that I have to make. Everybody's at a different point in their knowledge, and where they are in their health journey, and where they are in their self-development journeys. So really important that it's about just taking one or two really kind of manageable and easy things to implement. If you're able to do one or two things, as you start to get a little bit of confidence, you're going to start to build more healthy habits, and those little healthy habits are going to compound. The impact of those are going to be much bigger a year down the line, as you just start to add one or two things once a month or once every couple of months. The first thing we're going to cover is sleep. Now, sleep is one of those really mysterious things that human beings do, actually. There's no real definitive reasons. There's lots of theories as to why we sleep, but we do know that good quality sleep is absolutely crucial for a healthy human body. It's crucial for all of your cells. It's crucial for your mental health as well. And it just helps every single process in the body to operate on a more efficient and functional level. So we're going to really dive into what does good quality sleep look like, how can we improve sleep. And again, I'm not talking about you going and getting 12 hours of sleep a night. I'm talking about, can you get an extra 10 minutes of quality sleep? If you can actually just improve the quality of your sleep rather than even the quantity, that's going to be really powerful. Anything else to add on sleep?
No. I mean, I know we're going to touch on the other elements. So I talk about the 3 S's, how the 3 S's are silently killing everybody. So, and they overlap with the 4 pillars that you're going to elaborate on. So stress, sleep, and sugar. So these 3 are killing us. And I would say number 1, the most powerful drug in the world, which is absolutely free, is sleep. Absolutely. That is the underpinning of your health. If we can get that fixed, we can do a lot of stuff.
And then you mentioned stress as well. Okay, so again, lots of people are dealing with chronic stress without even realizing a lot of the time. They're handling things. There's lots of stressful components coming from society, from family, from work. And human beings, we have this tendency to just kind of keep going. We have the tendency to keep going. And even when even more stress comes our way, there's a tendency for people to not be able to say no to additional responsibilities, whether that's at work, whether that's at home, whether that's in our social lives. And all of this just kind of adds up and builds up over time. So it's something for us to be really, really mindful of, and being able to take time for ourselves to create relationships, to foster relationships, and also just to slow things down for ourselves. Talk to us about sugar as well, Dr. Hussain.
Yeah, so sugar, I mean, we all know, if you don't know, I'm not sure how you cannot be aware of ultra-processed food and refined sugar. It is the number 1 cause of poor health in terms of what we put into our body. The way I think about food is, the closer it is to the ground, the nearer it is to your house, and the fewer miles is flown, the better it is for you. So ideally, organically reared meat, whether that's chicken, whether that's sheep, whether that's cows, organically reared in a farm 50, 100 miles away from you, sourced in season, is going to be far better than New Zealand lamb that's flown hundreds of miles in an aeroplane, all the stress that is put through on the plane, the chemicals that it may have to be injected with. And equally with fruit, again, strawberries in December, it's not natural. Why would you eat strawberries in December, January? They're not in season. British strawberries are some of the best. Kent strawberries, absolutely delicious in the summertime. But mangoes at Christmas? No. Mangoes come from India. Well, I think Indian mangoes are the best because I'm Indian, but they come from the subcontinent. So mangoes in Christmas in the UK, again, it just doesn't make sense to me. So these kind of things, as you say, really simple things that people can think about without spending lots of money or without going into complicated recipes.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's a key thing as well, is that wouldn't it be great if we could all just buy from our local farm? You know, that's not always practical for everybody. So what we're going to have is some cost friendly options as well. So this is the gold standard, is that we grow our own vegetables and we, you know, rear our own sheep, and we grow our own chickens. But there are better decisions that you can make for your body. So there's like a bit of a balance, isn't there? There's going to be a, you know, a high cost to really, really locally grown meat. However, there are decisions that you can make that are just going to be a little bit better than, you know, your normal decisions or your habitual decisions that you might make. And that's what we want to do, is we want to just tweak the dial a little bit, just to get you mindful and get you a little bit more conscious about the decisions that you're making as a consumer and what you're putting into your body. Because fundamentally, the better the quality that you're putting into the body, the better the output, the better your health in general. Do you want to talk a little bit about movement, Dr. Hussain, and what we've discussed together about movement?
Yeah, so look, we've got to be honest. And I think, looking at myself, I don't train as well as I should do. It's something that I need to optimize for myself. So we're all on a journey. It's not like, you know, you're going to be Rocky or Arnie or something with huge, massive muscles. That's not the aim of what we're talking about when we talk about movement and training. We're talking about getting your body moving, getting out. I mean, looking outside the window, beautiful sunshine today, getting out in the sunshine, walking, a few simple things that you can do. So ideally, 150 minutes a week. So 5 sessions of 30 minutes. Very simple, Monday to Friday. You can work that into your lunchtime, however you can do that. And a couple of sessions of something like resistance training. We'll go into this in more detail in the workshop.
Absolutely.
But simple things that you can implement in your life. So, for example, we went to the supermarket yesterday. My wife was trying to park near. I said, just park in the furthest bay and walk that few hundred extra steps. So you get in 1,000 extra steps, 500 there, 500 back. So simple measures you can do like this.
Absolutely. So we are going to be starting from those little simple things, but we're also going to be looking at, you know, what is the gold standard? Like what would be absolutely the gold standard? And as Dr. Hussain said, we're all on different journeys here. Some of us are closer to that gold standard than others. And for some people, it is going to be, can I get an extra 100 steps a day? Can I get an extra 200 steps a day? That's what some people are going to be at that level. Other people are going to be at a level where maybe they're actually doing lots of cardiovascular training. Maybe they're runners. Maybe they're running 3-4 times a week. Okay, that's great. But we also need a blend of resistance training there as well. Now, as we get older, our muscle fibers deteriorate. Something called sarcopenia, isn't it? And as our muscles deteriorate, we lose what's called twitch fibers, which allow us to react, and means that as we get older, we're more prone to falling. And when we get older, and I'm sure that anybody who is watching this, who has a parent or a grandparent who's had a fall, they can be really, really traumatic and really, really bad for health in later years. And so it's really important that we're trying to safeguard against, as we get older, those kinds of really sort of traumatic injuries that can be really, really devastating to life.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so thank you so much. This is just a little bit of an introduction to myself and Dr. Hussain. We are going to be doing these workshops fairly regularly, so please do have a look on this page. Somewhere you will see the next date for the workshop, and put your email address into the box and we will send you the details. It will all be on Zoom and you can come in and join. Please share this page with anyone you think might be interested. We are committed to helping people to live healthier lives, even if that's making just one small decision that's going to make you a little bit healthier going forward. So thank you so much, Dr. Hussain, and we look forward to seeing you again. Also on this page is going to be my email address, so if you need any more details, please do reach out and we will get in touch and answer any questions that you might have. Any last words, Dr. Hussain?
Really looking forward to having people in the workshop and helping them understand some simple things that they can do to help themselves, basically.
Yeah, fantastic. And if 2 hours with a GP isn't enough to get you to get you to this workshop, I don't know what will be. Okay, so thank you so much and have a lovely rest of your day.
Thanks a lot.